Welcome to the Clash of Worlds. Today we're going to imagine 10 bounty hunters versus Django. Django, the freed gunslinger, is a true force of nature in the Old West. His aim is legendary, his determination unshakable, and his cunning as deadly as the shot from his revolver. But what if Django had to face the most fearsome and efficient hunters in fiction? Who would have the skill, the technology, or even the cruelty needed to capture the relentless Django? That's what we're about to find out. To organize this showdown, we've divided the hunters into 5 tiers. Tier 5, captured. Here are those who would definitely apprehend Django. Tier 4, tracked. Hunters who would corner Django, albeit with effort. Tier 3, a toss-up. A balanced duel where anything could happen. Tier 2, escapes. Here, Django would manage to get away, thwarting the hunt. And finally, Tier 1, out of reach. At this level, Django would be completely safe. With the tiers set, it's time to start the list. Beatrix Kiddo from the film Kill Bill.
So, Oren, any more subordinates for me to kill?
Beatrix Kiddo is an elite assassin, a master of various forms of hand-to-hand combat, espionage, and of course, wielding a katana. Her determination is legendary, and her ability to overcome extreme adversity is unparalleled. She possesses a sharp tactical mind and impressive physical and mental resilience. Although her main weapon is the sword, she demonstrates proficiency with firearms when necessary. The world of Kill Bill is stylized and violent, where revenge is the driving force. Against Django, it would be a clash of styles. The deadly precision of the sword against the speed and firepower of the Old West. Kiddo's skill in close combat and her ability to absorb and inflict damage put her on equal footing. It would be a duel of titans where victory would lean towards the one who could best exploit the environment and the other's weaknesses. And that's how Beatrix Kiddo ends up in a toss-up. Anton Chigurh from the film No Country for Old Men.
Sir, the most you ever lost, according to us.
Anton Chigurh is relentless fate, a cold and methodical killer who operates with a twisted logic and a non-existent morality. His preferred weapon, a captive bolt pistol, is as unusual as it is effective. And he demonstrates a terrifying ability to track his victims without leaving a trace. His intelligence is geared towards efficient elimination and undetected escape, and his presence is almost supernatural in its inevitability. Chigurh's world is desolate and hopeless, where violence is a constant. Against Django, Chigurh wouldn't bother with a direct confrontation, but rather create a situation where Django's capture or elimination was inevitable. His patience, his lack of emotion, and his methodology make him a formidable adversary, capable of exploiting any vulnerability. The absence of a moral code and his coldness make him a ruthless hunter. In short, Anton Chigurh couldn't be anywhere else but tracked. Arthur Morgan from the game Red Dead Redemption 2.
You know, nothing means more to me than this gang. Bond we share. It's the most real thing to me.
Arthur Morgan is an experienced outlaw and gunslinger from the Old West, with a fearsome reputation and combat skills unparalleled in his world. He is an exceptional marksman, a master of ambushes, and a survivor in hostile environments. His resilience, his ability to think quickly under pressure, and his familiarity with guerrilla tactics make him a formidable opponent. Arthur's world is the same as Django's, a brutal and lawless Old West where survival depends on cunning and a quick draw. Against Django, it would be a confrontation of equals, a classic gunslinger duel. Both share the same landscape and the same skill set, making the outcome unpredictable. Arthur's experience in dealing with multiple enemies and his ability to adapt to desperate situations put him on equal footing with Django. With all this in mind, Arthur Morgan is placed in a toss-up. Arthur Bishop from the film The Mechanic.
I already have a job.
What job?
You.
Arthur Bishop is an elite professional assassin known for his meticulousness and for making his accidents look exactly like that. He is a master of planning, execution, and disappearing without a trace. His intelligence and his ability to adapt to any situation are his greatest weapons. turning every hit into a work of art of misdirection. Bishop's world is the criminal underworld, where discretion and efficiency are paramount. Against Django, Bishop would not seek a direct confrontation, but rather a well-crafted trap, exploiting the environment and his target's routines. His patience and his ability to manipulate events in his favor would make him an extremely dangerous adversary. Bishop's subtlety would be a contrast to Django's more direct approach, making the hunt a deadly game of chess. Therefore, Arthur Bishop is classified as tracked. Puss in Boots from the film Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Relax! I am Puss in Boots! I laugh at death! You see?
Puss in Boots, though a legendary swordsman and a cunning strategist, operates in a fairy tale world with a very different scale of threats and abilities than Django's brutal reality. His feline agility and his skill with a sword are undeniable, and his ability to manipulate situations in his favor is noteworthy. However, he doesn't possess the same kind of firepower or the experience in lethal, direct combat that Django demonstrates. Puss is more of a charismatic adventurer than a relentless bounty hunter in the traditional sense. His approach, while effective in his own universe, would be a mismatch against Django's brutality and dead-on aim. The difference in worlds and combat styles would be a significant obstacle. For this reason, Puss in Boots' place is in Escapes, Vincent from the film Collateral. Vincent is a cold and calculating professional hitman with brutal efficiency and a nihilistic philosophy that makes him immune to moral hesitation. He is an expert marksman, capable of operating with lethal precision in complex urban environments. His practical intelligence and his ability to improvise under pressure are remarkable, turning any situation into an opportunity to complete his objective. Vincent's world is the Los Angeles underworld, where the night conceals his deeds. Against Django, Vincent would pose a direct and lethal threat. His straightforward approach, combined with his proficiency in armed combat and his total lack of empathy, would make him a formidable opponent. It would be a duel of shooters where cunning and reaction speed would be crucial. Vincent's coldness and his ability to adapt quickly put him in a position of advantage. Because of this, Vincent's fate is to be entrapped. Geralt of Rivia from the series The Witcher.
Not my usual type. But you'll do.
Geralt of Rivia is a witcher, a mutant trained from childhood to hunt monsters and supernatural threats. He possesses enhanced strength, speed, and reflexes, in addition to being a master swordsman and a competent user of signs, basic magic. His world is filled with fantastic creatures and supernatural dangers, making him an experienced combatant against the unexpected. However, Geralt's fighting style is focused on swords and magic against monsters, not in firearm duels against cunning humans. While he is a formidable warrior, the nature of his skills and his arsenal don't align well with the type of confrontation he would have with Django. The distance and speed of a revolver would be a significant disadvantage for Geralt, who relies on close-quarters combat. In the end, Geralt of Rivia fits into Escapes. John Marston from the game Red Dead Redemption.
My name's John Marston. You wanted to speak to me?
John Marston is another legendary outlaw from the Old West, a gunslinger with a dark past and an unshakable resolve. Like Arthur Morgan in Django, he is an elite marksman, with quick reflexes and an impressive ability to survive in extreme situations. His experience being both the hunter and the hunted, his cunning, and his familiarity with the arid terrain of the Old West make him a formidable adversary. Marston's world is the same as Django's, which means they both operate under the same rules and limitations. A confrontation between them would be a test of pure skill, where luck and the slightest hesitation could decide the winner. Marston's resilience and his ability to recover from nearly impossible situations place him on an equal level with Django, promising an epic clash. And there's no other way. John Marston goes straight into a toss-up. Major Marquis Warren from the film The Hateful Eight.
Got room for one more?
Major Marquis Warren is a former Union officer and a shrewd, ruthless bounty hunter operating in the same brutal Old West as Django. He is a skilled marksman and a sagacious strategist, known for his ability to manipulate situations and people to his advantage. His combat experience and sharp intellect make him a dangerous opponent. However, what places him in Tier 1 is his approach. Warren, despite being lethal, is a master of dissimulation and psychological manipulation, preferring to dismantle his targets mentally before any physical confrontation. Django, with his determination and singular focus, would be a difficult target to break with such tactics. Furthermore, Django's ability to react with explosive violence and his impeccable aim would make him nearly impossible for Warren to capture, who, while competent, doesn't possess an overwhelming advantage in terms of weaponry or draw speed. Django would simply evade his schemes with relative ease, and that's exactly why Major Marquis Warren ends up and out of reach. Boba Fett from Star Wars.
All of that isn't the quacta calling the stifling slimy. Easy there, little one.
Boba Fett is one of the most legendary bounty hunters in the galaxy. His Mandalorian armor offers substantial protection, and his arsenal includes a jetpack, missiles, blasters, and a variety of tracking and capture gadgets. He is known for his relentless persistence, his ability to track targets across vast distances, and his coolness under pressure. The Star Wars universe, with its advanced technology and space travel, provides Fett with resources that Django simply doesn't have. Fett's experience in dealing with targets far more dangerous and powerful than Django, such as Jedi and Sith Lords, puts him in a higher category. His reputation precedes him, and few escape his grasp once he accepts a contract. The technological disparity and his experience hunting high-value targets would be decisive. So it's only fair to place Boba Fett in captured. And with that, we've reached the end of our list. If you agree or disagree with the placements, leave your opinion in the comments. And of course, if you have ideas for future lists, share those as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. It helps a lot with visibility and gets the content out to more people. Thank you so much for watching. And so, see you next time.